Let's start with 27. We have cosine is negative and tangent is positive. So if we look at the acronym All Students Take Calculus, cosine is negative in the second and third quadrant. Tangent is positive in the first and the fourth. So clearly we have to be in the third quadrant. So we'll draw a right triangle, angle theta. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And if we do the Pythagorean theorem, we get that this height is square root 39. And that's going to be negative because in the third quadrant, x and y are both negative. So cotangent theta is 1 over tangent. So that's adjacent over opposite, which is 5 over the square root of 39. 28, we have secant is negative. So secant is 1 over cosine. So think of that as just cosine basically. So where's cosine negative? Again, that's second and third quadrant. And actually we're given that that theta is between pi over 2 and pi, so that's clearly in the second quadrant. Okay, so we want to find cosecant. So we'll draw a right triangle. Secant is 1 over cosine. So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So this is hypotenuse over adjacent. And if we do the Pythagorean theorem, we get square root 7. Okay. And cosecant is 1 over sine. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So that will be root 7 over 4. So flip it to get 4 over root 7. We'll multiply top and bottom by root 7, rationalize the denominator, and that's 4 root 7 over 7 as your answer. Let's go to 29. We want to be between 0 and 360 degrees, wherein is cosine equal to negative 1/2. Clearly, cosine is negative in the second and third quadrant. So that's going to be at these two angles, and that's going to be 2 pi over 3 and 4 pi over 3, which if we convert this into degrees, let's see, that's 120, and this is 240. And when is cotangent equal to 0? Well, that's when cosine over sine is 0. And if we multiply by sine, we get cosine is 0. So when is cosine equal to 0? That's going to be at 90 and 270. At 31, we want to see when sine is equal to 1/2. Sine is positive in the first and the second quadrant. So that would be at pi over 6 and 5 pi over 6. Okay. And the last one, 32. When is cosecant equal to negative 2 root 3 over 3? Well, think of this as sine being negative, and that's going to be in the third and the fourth quadrant. Another thing to notice is negative 2 root 3 over 3. If I divide top and bottom by root 3, I do get negative 2 over root 3, which is really 1 over negative root 3 over 2. And the root 3 over 2, that is the sine of an angle that's root 3 over 2, that is pi over 3. But because we're in the third and the fourth quadrant, that's going to have the form of pi over 3. but it's going to be 4 pi over 3 and 5 pi over 3. Okay, and that's our answer.